Have you lost weight only to gain it right back after returning to your routine? Did your diet work for someone else but not you? Rockin' That ID Life helps you understand your genetic makeup to find a lifestyle that fits your needs. Together, you and RockinThatIDLife.com can focus on your health and meet your goals today. That's RockinThatIDLife.com.
Center Ice Brewery is a proud sponsor of Let's Go Blues Radio. If you haven't heard, Center Ice Brewery beer is now exclusively available at beer stores around town, so make sure you pick some up on your next milk and eggs run. That's Center Ice Brewery. Please drink responsibly.
This is Let's Go Blues Radio, and we're here today with our first summer show. This is Jeff Ponder. Make sure you are tuning in every single week as we bring you exclusive hockey content you won't find anywhere else. No way, no how. Of course, Let's Go Blues Radio is supported by RockinThatIDLife.com, where we help you make every workout, every meal count, do life better. And by CenterIceBrewery.com, St. Louis's wonderfully crafted hockey-themed beer found at grocery stores and liquor stores in the St. Louis area in both the city and the county. This is franchise episode number 361 all-time. This is season 10, episode 43. This episode is, again, the first of the summer series, so we're going to have a lot of these shows coming, so make sure you are tuning in every week. We're going to try and run them the same way, so if you're interested in watching the YouTube videos, the Facebook videos, I will be posting these at our normal recording time when we record live at 9:15 on whatever night, probably Wednesday nights, because that's typically when we used to record our live shows during the season. So I will keep that going this summer, and then the podcasted episode will be released Thursday morning. Again, typical to our live shows. So, and it's going to be a premiere 9:15 on Wednesday nights when I do post these. So the live chat will be open. So if you're a normal live chatter, I'll be in there with whoever else wants to join into the live chat. So make sure you are joining us for that, as it's a lot of fun. We usually get some good conversation going. Just no more comments of the show, so it won't be live. I guess I could still post that in YouTube chat. Either way, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So today on this episode, we'll get right into it. We're talking with Tim Deimeke of Blues Special Hockey. For those that know me and that follow this show, and maybe you know me personally, this is a big deal for me. My son has special needs, autism and Down syndrome, so we've been trying to get him into ice skating, getting him in. He loves hockey. He watches hockey constantly. Always ask for hockey, even in like August, and it's like, dude, I wish if there were hockey on, we'd be watching it. So it's a very special conversation for me to have with this gentleman from Blues Special Hockey. We met at Webster Grove's Ice Arena on June 7th, so we talk a little bit about the Oilers Avalanche series ending. But yeah, so it was a great conversation with Tim. Gave us some insight into how Blues Special Hockey works, as well as just everything around the program, how it came to be, where it's at now, and where it's going to go in the future. So again, we're going to bring you this type of content throughout the summer. There will be some live shows, obviously big breaking news, any kind of trades or signings or anything. We will be back with some live shows. Also, Kurt and Bill will be joining me for some of that mystery hockey theater that we've done in the past, as well as Men's League Minute, which we'll get some Men's League players on. So if you're a Men's League player and you listen to the show, you want to contribute something, reach out to us. We'd love to have you on. So a lot of that type of content this summer. So hope you join in and enjoy it. It's fun for me to do, and I like kind of breaking it up and getting different content out there for Blues fans who maybe don't know about what's going on in the area. And this will be our opportunity to be able to share some of that with you. Well, before we get to Tim and Blues Special Hockey, we do need to take a quick break and hear from our fabulous sponsors over at RockinThatIDLife.com and Center Ice Brewery. It's springtime, and I know in my house, it's such a good feeling to open up the windows and let the breeze roll in for new life in my home. Your body's no different. Detoxifying your body can reduce any inflammation, purify your blood, help with weight loss, improve sleep, and boost your circulation. Don't just go after those detoxifiers that only focus on the gut and bowel, though. If you're going to do it for real. The all-new Detox Box from RockinThatIDLife.com cleans all your systems, flushing your kidneys and bowels, detoxifying your liver, and restoring your microbiome for full homeostasis. You'll feel re-energized, restored, and renewed. Make your order now and receive a free detox water bottle with your order. Visit RockinThatIDLife.com or email Dustin at RockinThatIDLife@gmail.com and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you to receive an additional 10% off your order. That's RockinThatIDLife.com and give your body that much-needed spring cleaning today.
Do you like hockey? Of course you do. Do you like beer? Of course you do. Are you 21? Let's hope so. If you answered yes to all of those questions, run on down to your local beer distributor and pick up a 2-4 of Old Arena Lager, the Beauty IPA, or any other delicious hockey-themed beer from Center Ice Brewery. That's right, Center Ice Brewery beer is available at various beer stores around town, so check around for the one closest to you. That's Center Ice Brewery. Let's go Blues!
This is Jeff from Let's Go Blues Radio, and today I'm joined by Tim Deimeke of Blues Special Hockey. As you can see with these great jerseys, they definitely play the part of the St. Louis Blues. Tim, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So what's your role with Blues Special Hockey?
I am the coach and director, along with my wife, coordinator for the program.
Cool.
So both hats.
Yeah.
A lot of jobs.
Yeah. How long have you been with the organization?
As a coach, probably now 12 years.
Okay.
And just, I think it's been 5-6 years as coordinator.
That's awesome. So you were with the Gateway Locomotives back when they were that?
I was.
Okay.
Jim Herman ran the Gateway Locomotives. He stepped aside due to some health issues. And he'd been running the program for 25 years. It was time.
Yep.
He made the comment to me when he stepped aside that he had never been to a Thanksgiving dinner with his family on Thanksgiving.
Oh my goodness.
Because the Locomotives always went to Chicago on Thanksgiving. So he said it was time to kind of step aside a little bit.
Yeah.
Take that more inactive role.
I get that. Yeah, I was going to say, I was reading about the Grand Ravine Tornadoes and how you guys used to, I think the first tournament ever held was here in St. Louis.
1994.
Yep.
Tony Sansone, local businessman, was in Toronto and read the back of the book, the books in the back of the airplane, and read about the Grand Ravine and was wondering how he could get a program started here in St. Louis. And that was in the early 90s, and it took until 94 to get the ice time and coaching lined up. And they had the first, what is now of Special Hockey International, back in 1994 at the Brentwood Ice Arena when Grand Ravine traveled down for the first ever tournament between two special needs teams. So.
That's fantastic. So it was a whole weekend tournament around Thanksgiving, correct?
Yes, yeah. And it continued back and forth for several years. And in 19, we actually went back to Grand Ravine for the 25th anniversary.
That's awesome.
Tournament in Toronto.
Okay.
It was fun.
How many teams participate in something like that? Nowadays, at least.
We were just in Pittsburgh this spring, and there was 38 teams. The tournament this year, 23 will be in St. Louis in April of 23, and I would expect, because we're centrally located, I would expect 50 teams.
Wow. That's a lot from when you guys first started.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But that's USA Hockey. There's three. There's USA Hockey, Special Hockey International, which was the beginning of it all, and now American Special Hockey. And American Special Hockey has, I believe, 56 teams. So there is a lot of teams out there.
That's fantastic.
It's wonderful.
So you personally, obviously you've been with the organization for a while. Did you do any coaching before you did special needs hockey?
I did. I started here at the Webster organization in 1989.
Okay.
Coaching many months.
Oh, wow. So you've been doing it a while.
I coached through the organization up to the high school team until last year. I retired from youth hockey last year.
Okay. So what's the I mean, obviously there's a lot of major differences between coaching the Mighty Mites and coaching special hockey. What was maybe the biggest hurdle for you trying to get used to working with special needs kids?
The actual coaching of it isn't different because you're teaching the same basics, depending on the level of exposure a child has had when they come on the ice. It could be a learn to play session. It could be a stick and puck session. It's just you're depending on their history and how much they know or don't know. The biggest hurdle for the coaching staff is communication sometimes.
Yeah.
Just the level of communication, and you learn how to communicate with every athlete, and it comes quickly because they're there because they want to be there, and they're for the joy of the game, and they love to do it, and it doesn't take much. You can tell from the time they step on the ice, you don't have to coax them, you don't have to give them treats or anything like that
right.
to get them going. Versus an atypical team, you might. They might be spending time on the bench just because they're not listening. We don't typically have that issue.
That's fantastic.
If anybody takes a break, it's because they're just physically exhausted because they work so hard. It's fun. It's a fun atmosphere every time we step on the ice.
So how many new participants on average you've been getting every year?
It was 1 or 2 a year, pretty steady. And for whatever reason, last year we had 7.
Oh, wow.
6 actually came out. The 7th decided to wait a year. Of that 6, 4 had never been on the ice before, and they absolutely loved it. And 3 of them went to Toronto with us, so
that's awesome.
Their first, or not Toronto, I'm sorry, Pittsburgh this last spring for the tournament that was delayed for 2 years because of COVID. So it was fun.
So what's the measure of success? Obviously, you want to win games, you want to score goals, but that's at the end of the day, that's not what Blues special hockey is about.
No, and obviously everybody wants to score a goal.
Right.
And we do make a big deal out of it because it's fun, but that is not the measure. The measure of the success is seeing just the athlete get on the ice and seeing the joy in their eyes when they do something. And it could just be, the Blues invited us out last week for the year-end skate before they take the ice out. And one of our athletes, he's a slow mover. And the fact, getting to the door, getting to the blue note right in the center of the ice, because he sat in the stands and seen the games, right? So now he's standing on top with a blue note with a smile that, 10 feet wide. So that's the level, right? Getting the athlete on the ice and seeing them and seeing the joy. And sometimes it's as simple as some kids are nonverbal until they step on the ice with their peers, and you'll see them over in the corner chatting and carrying on just like they've known each other for 100 years. So
yep.
That's how we measure.
Yeah.
It's the game. The game is the game. Everybody loves the game. We know the game. It's the abilities that they learn. It's the socialism that they grab onto. They get to play with their peers. They get to be for an hour and a half. Their mom and dad aren't barking at them, tell them what to do. They get to just be with their peers, and that is absolutely the best part of the hour of practice, or even the year.
So obviously you've got multiple athletes on the ice at a time. So you've got younger kids working with adults, all special needs. How are the teams? Do you divide up the teams by age? How does that work?
They're divided by abilities.
So
okay. We'll have 19, 20-year-olds with 6-year-olds and 30-year-olds, just depending on their ability to skate, handle the puck, and to play. It's boys and girls. No, it's all mixed. It's a big mixing pot. So,
how many total teams do you have?
We have 3.
3. Okay.
We basically divide it by ability. The first hour is typically new athletes that have never been on the ice before that require more assistance because we have more coaches and volunteers out on the first hour. And then we have a middle hour, which is intermediate athletes that have been around for a while. And then the third hour is athletes that have more skill and ability and have been around for a long time. And it's typically the third hour is 1 or 2 coaches because they know me, they know my process, and they know where we're headed next typically. Sometimes they go there before I even tell them.
Yeah, right.
But, they're excited. They want to move to the next drill. They want to go. They want to play.
Mm-hmm.
First, 5 minutes, not much different than anybody else. Hey, coach, we're going to scrimmage today.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I know when I coached, that was always the first question. We going to scrimmage today? Well, I don't know. It depends on how hard you work
That's
before.
exactly right. That's a typical answer, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
That's great. So who's your longest serving member? Do you have somebody who's been around for a long time now?
Myself, right now, currently, I have a lot of coaches, really good, dedicated coaches right now, 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years. But myself currently.
Okay. Wow. So you really do wear all the hats.
Yeah. Brought in a lot. It was a fun year for coach and volunteer-wise. We brought in, I knew with all the new athletes coming in, I had my hands full for the first hour, so I reached out to Lindenwood, the girls team out of Lindenwood, and asked them if they had an interest in volunteering or if they had any other athletes that needed help with a major as far as time or, community service time for their major. And they said, well, you know what? We don't know, but they committed 3 girls an hour every Sunday when they were in town.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so we had 9 girls, 9 different athletes from Lindenwood's team out. It was awesome. They jumped right in just like they'd been there the whole time.
So if somebody does want to participate, jump in, help coach, help with practices, how do they go about doing that?
First thing, you got to get USA Hockey registered just like everybody else. You got to go through background checks. You got to do the background check through USA Hockey or Mo Hockey. You got to do the screening, and then you got to do your modules. So to first come out, you got to. There's a little bit of a chunk you got to do to get started. But the first step would be to contact myself, and I can't give you the website right now because we're under construction. Hopefully, they have it up July 1, August 1.
Okay.
So we'll have a fresh new look and registration process and a ton more information out there that we need to get out there. Our website's stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, I'll say on the Facebook page, it does still say gatewaylocomotives.com. I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
There's a couple different ones that will direct you if the web is feeling generous, and so we're working on that now.
So what's, maybe you have a new coach that comes in, or even just a volunteer, what's one of the first things you tell them if they've never worked with somebody with special needs?
Well, I ask them their interest in, well, why do you want to be here? Because if you're here, a lot of people think to coach and they want to do a stick and puck or they want to run, start running plays or whatever. And if they're there for the right reason, we just tell them what to expect. Tell them, communication is all on you. You may not get any responses back, but you're being heard. You're being listened to. It's just the level of communication with who you're working with. We have 2 kids that are wanderers. They're 6 years old and they don't want to stand in line and they don't want to do the drills, but they get on the ice and they wander around. So typically I'll send a new coach with one of those guys just so they can get their feet wet. And the wanderer, the younger ones that don't have the patience to stand in line.
That'll be my son.
Yeah, and it happens. We have a young boy who's 6 years old. He's probably 7 now. And he skated laps the whole time. He never, ever would, participate in a drill, but he was smiling and laughing, and he got off the ice, and he was completely exhausted. So mission accomplished on our part.
That's right. Yep, as long as they're having fun.
Yeah, we had a volunteer, 13-year-old, youngest volunteer we had, and he was completely dedicated. He got it. He understood it. He understood why he was there, and he was probably one of the best volunteers I've ever had as far as being that young to understand the situation that he's dealing with, and he worked with them just awesome.
That's great. So how involved with the St. Louis Blues with the organization?
As you can see, very.
Yeah.
They purchased these back, it was obviously the Gateway Locomotives up until 2017. They've always been involved through either the 14 Fund, which has evolved into Blues for Kids. But they're financially, they've always been a huge help to us. And ice time, they call us up if there's an opportunity there to get us down on the Enterprise or Scott Trade prior to that. So they're involved and they want to be involved. And Randy Gersh and the public relations side of the organization is awesome. We have conversations many times a year, asking what we need, what can you do, what can the Blues do to help. But yeah, it was very cool. They called us up and said we kind of want to adopt you guys and we want to buy you new uniforms. And it was a pretty cool event. It was a surprise. All the kids dropped their bags off at the rink thinking it was just, we may have some excuse, equipment fitting or skate sharpening or something, but you had to bring your home bag. And their staff came out and picked up all the bags and took them down to Enterprise Center. And we boarded a bus and they took us down and took us in the locker room, and all the jerseys were hanging in slots around the Blues main locker room. It was quite an ordeal for them to do. For us, it was very nice.
That's really cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bobby Plager was the host for the day. He met the kids out at that's when we were at the Mills, and the Blues were still there too. They had all their stuff in the back room. So Bobby came out and met us all and said, "Hey, we're going to go for a bus ride." And all the kids looked at him like, "Why are we going for a bus ride? It's practice time." So yeah, it was really cool. He rode the bus with us down to Enterprise Center, and the bus pulled down in the garage just like it would, and we unloaded and off we went. It was a big deal. They did first class all the way.
That's fantastic.
And obviously by the jerseys too, they're nice looking uniforms.
Yes, they are for sure. Yeah. Can you purchase those if you're not participating in the event?
No, we don't. I mean, we don't want the logo running around.
Right.
As far as a team member,
Yeah.
you get the jersey. Once you've been around and you're dedicated, and we know you're going to stay, and not just come and go. So yeah, we don't. They're not on for open sale.
No, that's good. That means you're definitely part of the team if you have one.
Right. But you talk about involvement too. David and Kelly Backus, their foundation, bought us back when he was in town, maybe the year before he left. Pants, gloves, bags, and the whole outfit, everything on the exterior except for skates. He purchased for the team. And Petro, when he won the skills competition, he donated some money, but he bought us a slew of sticks, and they brought us down to Enterprise Center again, gave everybody new sticks. And
wow.
And
this past year?
No, the year before he was traded.
Okay.
Or the year, whatever year it was when he won the skills competition.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't look it up before we sat down, but it was I bought sticks for everybody, and he brought us down to Enterprise, and everybody skated on ice with their new sticks. And
sounds like the Blues players are pretty involved too. Then.
Yeah, they do. They try to be, and they were really interested in being involved. And then COVID, and all the lockdown, and it's slowly getting back. I'm hearing rumors that there's several out there that want to get involved, and I understand. There's with the health issues the way they have, and it's a tough road to navigate. But,
yes, it is.
Vladdy came out. It was before, right after training camp, right before the beginning. He stepped on ice. He was out at Centene, I think, with one of his kids, and he saw us on the ice, and he came up and in his broken English, he goes, "Mind if I skate?" And I said,
yeah, who's going to say no to Vladdy?
Yeah, please. So he hung out with us for 45 minutes. It was
wow.
Yeah, he said hi to every athlete there and took his time. And yeah, anytime they see us, they're it's an open door. It's awesome.
That's fantastic.
The way they treat us in the organization.
So if somebody wanted to maybe donate to Blue Special Hockey, is there a channel for them to be able to do that?
Right now, through the Facebook.
Okay.
It will be through the webpage. We'll have a link to that. And we are a 501(c) registered corporation, so all the legalities are taken care of that way, but for the tax exempt and all that. So
very cool.
Hopefully all that will be a lot easier and a lot more accessible. Our goal is to have it up at absolute latest August 1st. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, we'll make sure we'll post all the links over at Let's Go Blues Radio. We'll share links on social media for all that stuff comes live. And obviously, as he said, check them out on Facebook. That seems like your hub right now.
Right now, everything I'm getting messages through Facebook, and it seems to be the most consistent at this point, which is good.
Yep.
They used to get me through Mid-States because my name was out on Mid-States too, but since I retired from the high school ranks, my name's not out there anymore. So
okay, awesome. Well, this has been awesome for me to meet with you. As I said, very close to my heart because my son's 9, loves hockey. In fact, he's so upset the Blues lost. I'll turn on the Cardinals game, and he'll sit there and look at me and go, "Blues!" Yes. And I'm like, "Gotta wait till October, pal."
We were sitting there watching the game last night, and my daughter, who plays on the team, her jersey's hanging. She wanted to know where the Blues were. And I said, "You remember they lost?" She goes, "Oh yeah." She goes, "Who's this?" And I said, "Colorado, Edmonton." I said, "We want the blue and orange."
Yes. Too bad they didn't.
It looked like for a minute they were gone. What a game! But yeah,
that was a great game.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. So yeah, I was hoping we'd be here too, but all good things come to an end at some point.
Right? Yep, and we'll see. There's always next year, as Blues fans have always said.
Hey, the front office and the ownership, they always put a good product on the ice for us, so we'll have a good year next year.
That's right. Yep, we will. Again, this was Tim Deimeke of Blues Special Hockey. I want to thank you again for coming on, and thanks for all that you do for our special hockey athletes out here in St. Louis.
Thank you. Appreciate you taking your time to talk to us. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, big thanks goes out to Tim for joining us on the show. Tim Deimeke, again, Blues Special Hockey. You can find him on Facebook right now. Everything's kind of in limbo, their website, everything else right now throughout the summer. So stay tuned to us. We will post on social media when we see those new links come up for their pages and any other information they may have as they're kind of revamping things right now. So stay tuned to us, and of course stay tuned to them as well. But we will make sure to share that whenever it's available. Support for Let's Go Blues Radio is brought to you in part by ID Life, the world's only truly personalized vitamin platform based on a health assessment of your DNA. Visit rockinthatidlife.com for more information. That's rockinthatidlife.com, and get 10% off by emailing Dustin at rockinthatidlife@gmail.com and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you. And by Center Ice Brewery, which provides drinks brewed right here in St. Louis and is available throughout the city and county at numerous grocery stores, liquor stores, and bars, including at Enterprise Center. Not that matters now because the Blues aren't in season, but it will when the season comes back around. Visit centericebrewery.com to find a vendor near you. That's centericebrewery.com. That will do it for episode 43 of season 10 of the original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and don't forget, we'll be back with a new show every single week over the summer, and so that includes next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that, and so on. For my absent co-hosts Kurt Price and Bill Day, I'm Jeff Ponder, and I will talk with you next week. This was Let's Go Blues Radio. Until next time, everyone, let's go Blues Special Hockey. Woo!
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Cyanosport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available.
A look at fourth.
I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
I want you to have a heart attack and die so that we never have to do this shit again.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to number one. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the ice tonight again. They're rough and tough and got the stuff to win. They'll always get one more, no matter what the score. They are quite a hockey team, my friend. They never give a single goal away. And to prove they are champions every day. 'Cause when it's said and done, they'll have them on the run. These old St. Louis Blues are here to stay. St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to